Hi everyone, this is Alexander Carlos from the Alexander News Show for July 20, 2020. So we're here in pretty much on the outskirts of on the north side of the Wynwood District. And parts of the Wynwood, you can do graffiti from what I understand. By the way, please subscribe to the Alexander News Show channel on YouTube. Like this video, subscribe to it, hit that bell for notifications. Okay, I just want to mention that really quick. Alexander News Show, hit the bell for the notifications for any time there's a new video. You'll be notified, and you can subscribe to this channel and like this video, and you can comment as well. So we're in Miami, Florida, USA. Okay, and anyways, oh, I forgot to mention one more thing. You can follow me on Twitter, Alexander News SH, and the show, Alexander News Show, on iHeartRadio and most podcast platforms. So we're going to talk about the graffiti that is on the north side of Wynwood. This is the city of Miami, Florida, USA. And who's responsible for not doing anything to fix the graffiti? Well, it all begins and falls with the mayor of Miami, the city of Miami. Also the commission, the City of Miami Commission. Now the commissioner for Miami in this district, if I'm not mistaken, is either going to be Jose Diaz de la Portilla or Mr. Ken Russell. I'm not sure. I will also have to say Keon Hardiman as well. One of those commissioners. This district falls under one of those commissioners. Now, Diaz de la Portilla is a new commissioner. He's been around for a couple of months. Now I'm going to show you this building right here where there's graffiti. I'm going to show you right here. This light pole, this electric pole, you see, that's a little graffiti. It all starts there, but then I want you to see the graffiti here. This particular business is very active, by the way. You see the graffiti? This business is pretty active. It's active. It exists. Let's see it in here. Look at the inside here. So, what does Keon Hardiman? What does Ken Russell? And what does Diaz de la Portilla? I'm even going to throw him in there because he's been the commissioner already for like 3 or 4 months. He replaced the retiring Willie Gort. Okay? They all love graffiti. And they don't do anything to clean up their districts. And of course, then you got Mayor of Miami, Francis Suarez. You have a new City of Miami commissioner who instructs his departments. And he's got more power than the mayor of the city. Why haven't they cleaned up the city? Of course, you got graffiti here. Of course, it was a tire shop, but all right, it's a little sunny. It's a little blurry. All right, so we're on 36th Street and 5th Avenue. All right, you can see it. So we're gonna cross the street. Like I said, parts of Wynwood, there is a small little area of Wynwood where you can actually do graffiti. This is 36th Street, Northwest 36th Street, 5th Avenue. It starts on 5th Avenue, and you're going east. So right over here, you got graffiti, right over here. 421 Northwest 36th Street. Graffiti on that door. What does graffiti do? There's nothing pretty about it. It creates an what it does is it gives an eyesore to the community. That's what it is. And this is a small little business. Now, why haven't, or like, well, I'm going to explain. Why hasn't the city of Miami, the city manager, don't know his name, I know it was Colonel Klink. He was the old city manager and he got replaced. he resigned under pressure, but why hasn't the mayor of Miami, Francis Suarez, instructed the city manager to tell the zoning department to come in here and basically give warnings to the business owners to clean up the graffiti? Not only that, but offer maybe some kind of an option where, look, I'm the city of Miami. Let's say, for example, zoning department and public works is responsible for this. So why don't they come paint the buildings for the business owners? And if the business owner refuses, then you fine them. So over here, you got graffiti right here. This is an abandoned building, by the way. That's another issue. I want to just walk. Look it up. Look at all this graffiti. This used to be a. Now this building's for sale. But just because it's for sale and it's not being used doesn't mean that the owner can't clean up the building, paint it. Now, it's not the owner's fault that somebody came and wrote graffiti on this, but it is his fault if he's allowed it to let it go for such a long time. Like I said, it ain't the owner, it's not the fault of the business owner for somebody tagging here, but it's the fault of the business owner or the woman to let it go. Even graffiti on the bus stop. How disgusting.
Thank you, sir.
No problem, man. Good day. It's the owner of the complex for letting it go. Yeah, I'm more than that's enough to pull away and let the people riding the bike continue riding the bike. So look, this is a homeless encampment right here. Look how disgusting. So we have a big problem in this community. We have a graffiti problem in the poor areas. We have a homeless problem, and we have an abandoned building problem. So yeah, the owner of this establishment, it's their fault for letting it just go and go and go, and it's the fault of the city of Miami, the commissioners that run this district, one of the three. Look at this light pole. Beautiful brand new light pole. It's got graffiti. For letting it happen. The city manager, the mayor of Miami, Francis Suarez, they're all to blame. Letting the homeless problem go on. Now this district also has a commissioner for the county. And if I'm not mistaken, it's Audrey Edmondson's district. She definitely loves graffiti. Abandoned buildings. She's never done anything for it. Now, we're going to continue. And we're walking and we're walking. Now we're on 3rd Avenue and 36th Street. And we're walking. This is more graffiti. Business right here. This is 299 Northwest 36th Street. By the way, this is not a safe area. It's not a safe zone. Now, a lot of these buildings are not being used. They're abandoned. I like to say it's neglected. Again, this isn't like the safest of areas. I mean, I'm here during the day, but I wouldn't be caught here at night. Look at this right here. Do you call this something pretty? Now, I met with Francis Suarez a while back, and he told me I got $600,000 available for graffiti. Well, where did that $600,000 go, Mr. Francis Suarez? And I know that the city manager is the one that's got all the power, but you know what? You select the right city manager, you get them approved by the commission, and this is on the commission too. And like I said, the city manager is the one that has to instruct the public works department to come and clean this up. Enforce the rules. And I know it's COVID-19. I understand. Even the little sign has graffiti. I know. It doesn't, there's no excuse. There's no excuse. This is another abandoned building. No excuse. You should be able to clean this up. In another time, you wouldn't allow this to happen. Another mayor wouldn't allow this to happen. Oh yeah, by the way, I know that all you right-wing reporters and talk show hosts, oh, it's only Democrat-run cities that have a disgusting graffiti problem. I got news for you. It's also Republican. Francis Suarez is Republican. Carlos Jimenez is Republican. Now, they're not real Republicans. I would call them fake Republicans. Please. Fake Republicans for sure. Now, I can continue walking and walking, but this goes from that, I think it's 5th Avenue to 2nd Avenue. Listen, graffiti, abandoned buildings, you got more graffiti here. It doesn't matter if it's inside. It's still visible from the street, and it creates an eyesore. All right. So I'm just what's the point? What am I looking to accomplish? Well, what the fake news media in this town doesn't do is report the real deal and the real stories. And like I said, that's what I'm doing. I'm reporting what everybody in the news media here in this town, the fake news media, doesn't want to report. Which is, we have a poverty problem. And the poverty problem is, I know COVID-19 has caused damage, economic damage to small businesses, but if that's the case, now's more than ever. Now's the time, more than ever, more than ever and never, to clean up the city. So 2nd Avenue. Look, it's a big stretch of street. All right, well, you got a graffiti problem. So my message to you, Francis Suarez, is that I think you need to instruct your city manager to tell the Public Works Department that they need to clean up this area. Offer the business owners a chance for you, the City of Miami Public Works Department, to clean up the graffiti, paint over it. Or you fine them for refusing to have the graffiti cleaned up. By the way, there's more graffiti. I'm going to show you this real quick. I need to show you this. Again, I go the extra mile. I'll take the extra steps. Well, we got more graffiti here. Neglected, it's neglected. Neglected abandoned buildings. Buildings, whether they're for sale or they're not for sale, but they're abandoned. You got more graffiti here. The back of a duplex. This is 219 Northwest 35th Street. I want to know what's so beautiful about the graffiti. In an area, it just gives an eyesore. The hood. This is the hood of Miami, what we want to call the Miami, Florida hoods. 36th Street, close to Wynwood. Like I said, there's a little part of Wynwood that you can paint graffiti. But then there's other parts that you're not supposed to paint graffiti. Now, who are the graffiti artists? Well, it could be like what I just said. Graffiti artists, taggers. More than likely it's them that's doing us graffiti. And why hasn't the police department? Why hasn't the police department done anything? Because they don't, because they're either their hands are handcuffed, tied, or they just don't care. Now, the police chief, Colina, he can easily set up a task force to take on and track down the graffiti artists. It could be gangbangers. Now, again, I know it's COVID-19. I totally get that. It's caused economic damage. Doesn't mean anything. Doesn't mean anything. More than ever, the city of Miami needs to enforce. Their code enforcement department needs to go out here, enforce that these buildings be cleaned up. Now, who's the code enforcement officer for the city? There's got to be one. Miami's only 55 square miles, okay? Now, you saw that little part right there where there's a trash, it's mainly trash, where the homeless individual sleeps there. Why hasn't the city of Miami or the county, Miami Dade, come out to clean, offer help to that individual? Audrey Edmondson's the commissioner for this district, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, better yet, I'm sorry. And if it's not her, it's Hyleen Higgins. Oh, Hyleen Higgins. I think it's either one of those two. It might be Higgins, who's notorious for having graffiti in her district. I mean, just go check out the airport industrial area, the east side of Miami International Airport. Edmondson is more like here, graffiti here in the light pole. Edmondson is more like on the north side. Northwest Miami-Dade shares it with Monestein. Now look at how disgusting. Look at how disgusting. It's for sale. But the people that are selling it, the bank, they need to be forced to either accept the city come in and paint the graffiti over, or, you see graffiti up there? See it right up there? Or come on, like literally, like you can either do that, or better yet, you face a fine. Let the city come in and paint it, or you face a fine. That's it. So, Mr. Francis Suarez, this is on you. Ultimately, this begins and falls with you, especially since you told me you had $600,000 available. That's a lot of money to fix the graffiti problem, in part to Miami. City of Miami. By the way, I met him like about 10 months ago. And the commissioners. I mentioned them earlier in the show, on this video. Ken Russell, Hardiman's running for commissioner of one district, Edmondson's district, for county commissioner. I hope he doesn't get elected. I really don't. I really hope he doesn't, because he does nothing. His district, city of Miami district, is disgusting. I have videos of showing that, pictures showing that. Just go to my Twitter, Alexander News SH. Or it's either one of those or Diaz de la Portilla. Now, de la Portilla is a new commissioner. I still gonna give him a little time, see what he does. And the city manager for Miami, who's been on board already for 7-8 months. Disgusting. Let me tell you, disgusting. All right, this is Alexander News Show. Have a good one. Take care.